guys. Welcome back to another video, and this one's a little different, and by a little different I mean it's literally the first time we've ever done this. So hi, we're here in Hypixel Skyblock on the on the lemon profile, and we're here to make a special announcement. It does have a kind of somber undertone to it, but we're actually very excited. So basically, long story short, well, it's not going to be short, but we are burnt out. To put it simply, we are burnt. We've been doing this YouTube thing for 10 years. I've been doing it daily for about 7 of those 10 years. Hypixel Skyblock has been about 2.5 of those years. Fezzy and I have been working together that whole time, and it's a lot of work to upload a Hypixel Skyblock video that's like 15 minutes every single day. For a variety of reasons, we're just kind of... things have been devolving. So it's no secret that in the past, like, I don't know, half a year, Fezzy and I, we've been struggling to keep up with the schedule. So we went from daily to every other day in the past 2 months. And that was mostly
almost
because...
3, something like that, yeah.
Almost 3. And honestly, it's for a bunch of reasons. I think the most obvious one that people are going to be like is like, oh, content drought. Yes, Hypixel Skyblock does not update enough for daily videos. And before people get pissed, I'm not blaming the admins. This is a difficult game to code for, especially with anti-cheat and whatnot. But the thing is, it's no bed wars. You can't fight people, and people come up with new things to do, and it gives content. That's not a thing.
Right.
Once you run out of PvE content, you're kind of just out. It's done. I mean, think about it. Are there any Clash of Clans YouTubers anywhere in 2021? Right? I mean, they're kind of gone. Technically, there's a PvP aspect, but not really. I don't know. Anyways. So yeah, we just don't have enough content to upload, which, you know, what else is new? But it's gotten worse because right now we're in the largest drought that Hypixel's ever seen, and that's 3.5 months without a content update. And that kind of tipped us over the edge. I would say it's the cause, but it's more like just the final straw. So like ever since something like that, ever since July when Hytale was delayed, we kind of lost our purpose. The whole point of keeping this channel going was to survive until Hytale, so we had something to, you know, we had a platform so that when Hytale came out, we could just make videos on it. So our whole goal wasn't even really money. It was literally just, can we survive until Hytale? And hearing the news that Hytale got delayed for at least 1.5 years, probably more like 2 years, we just kind of died inside a little bit. Our motivation, pretty much our reason for doing this, just kind of went. And obviously, you know, when you start making YouTuber money, you kind of start to depend on it because, you know, people like me, like I made investments, like I put money in the stock market, got a house, and I'm so incredibly grateful for that. But it's not like I can just go back to the way things were because now I have a liability, right? There's this piece of property I need to pay for. And Fezzy, I mean, similarly, he wants to get his own place, you know, and needs to pay for it. And we can't do that if we just stop uploading. So, and obviously, you know, we both have always wanted to do YouTube as a career. We don't want to quit, but we are exhausted. We are burnt out because honestly, I would say the best way to describe the YouTube process, it's like how I felt. It's like how I felt about school, where you can't turn it off. It's 24/7, always. You know, you can't enjoy your time off because you're always thinking about what you could be doing tomorrow for the next video. You're thinking about the stats. Does the title need to be changed? How's the video doing compared to the last 9 you've uploaded? You know, like all these things, they add up, man.
That constant, like, that constant reminder, that constant, like, the fact that you can't turn it off. There is no clock out. It is 24/7, 365, literally, like, has raised a couple issues for us because obviously, you know, as we've kind of mentioned here and there on streams, 2018 was a rough time for us, for many reasons, and then for us both in different ways. And then, you know, 2019 comes by and you know, we have some more rough times, but we start getting this together. We start getting this channel going after, like, you know, basically a like a Lord of the Rings book amount of pre-Hytale drama, we managed to land on our feet together, and we made this channel work out, and we started uploading Hypixel Skyblock, and all of those insecurities, all of that stuff that clouded us in 2018 just kind of took a back step. It took a back step.
Yeah, I got put in the shelf.
We were going full force because we were passionate again. We were excited. We had been clawing for 10 years. I made this decision that I was going to pursue this career at 10 years old, 30 at like the same age, like nearly like same year, literally.
10, 11.
So like,
yeah.
So like we pushed it, and we felt like we weren't wasting those years. Finally, it was working. And when you are that passionate, when you are that excited, when you're that hungry for success, you know what I mean, in more ways than just financial, like fulfillment, all of that, you see that peak, because we hit a peak, because back when Hypixel Skyblock was in full force, it was updating constantly, creators was around, it was great. But everything kind of comes to an end, and that era passed. And when it did, and Hytale got delayed, we had to make compromises. Like 30 said, we had to start uploading every other day, because after 2 years of uploading every single day, trying to make every video better, trying to figure this whole thing out, because I was fresh out of high school, and like all of a sudden a career that like could be lifelong falls in my lap, and I don't know how to handle it because I broke. Like, it's crazy, right? And we finally land somewhere, and we hit this peak because we're like everlasting. Like, it feels like the curve is forever going up, and then it doesn't.
Wall. Yeah, then it stops.
And then it hits a wall, and then it plateaus. And when it plateaus, it's still okay. We're not progressing, but this is what happens. We just hold on to where we are. We need to survive. And then it starts going down. It starts tapering off. It starts withering down. And like 30 said, you can't clock out. You see every single day those stats go away. You see every single day that rank out of 10 system that basically dictates whether or not you're going to be like euphoric or depressed that day.
Yep.
And every day you see 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. And it's just like, oh my God, it's falling apart. And then, when it starts falling apart and you start dipping, and you're paranoid and you're anxious, and you start getting shaky with the way you think, those insecurities that were plaguing us, at least in my case in 2018, started coming back. Like,
for us both.
It started coming back because we were reminded of it through several personal life events. And and that clashing with the anxiety of YouTube, and because we, when we'd made the other day thing, the way that I see it was every other day I would get focused, upload a video, then just be sad for a day, then come back, and I wouldn't be focused because I'm exhausted, and I can't even think straight. Like, this is the second time we're recording this video because I literally couldn't think straight. We had like a 5-hour conversation after that last attempt, which you're not going to see, is done, and it was a mess. Because it all floods back, and we go through the same insecurities so many people do, and on top of that, we have no idea how the hell this has all happened, and we've had this life-changing thing, and it's amazing, but we're in constant whiplash because we've never been able to take a break throughout all of this. 30's maximum break was 11 days. Mine was about 4. I might have had a longer or a little shorter one somewhere in between there, plus the every other day thing really helped, but we've never had a proper vacation. We haven't even
had weekends on a regular basis. As a matter of fact, weekends are when you work the most as a YouTuber, because that's when everyone else is home.
That's when everyone else is home. That's when everyone's not working, and you need to capitalize on their attention. And we, stress ourselves out. We strain ourselves dry, and we start caving in, basically.
And when the stats start to die like that, right?
You're paranoid for your whole life.
You put in the same amount of work.
Half our lives.
Yeah. So like when the channel declines like that, and I'm going to be honest, some of it was definitely our fault, but some of it was not. The whole state of Skyblock not updating has put us in a situation where we can't upload every day anymore. So we start uploading every other day. Views get cut in half. So now it's our responsibility to increase the views per video. So then that's when I handed off the responsibility of thumbnails to Fezzy, because he's way more artistic than I could ever be. Like, he knows all the tricks how to make it work with like leading lines and real camera work and, perspective tool and 3D modeling and all that stuff. And, we've progressed. I mean, it's a very human thing to progress because of bad events, But I think the problem is, right, like we've improved as YouTubers so much because of this experience, but there is ultimately that hedonic treadmill where basically, for those of you that don't know how that works psychologically, it's like lottery winners. You win the lottery, something crazy good happens in your life, you feel incredible for a short time, but then eventually that becomes your new normal, and anything less than that is actually, it feels worse than how you were before you even started. And that's kind of what's been happening. So we were elated, we were excited, happy, everything was finally working for once, right? And we rode that for a year and a half. But then as soon as that Hytale announcement happened, I think a lot of the audience lost interest, not only just us, but Hypixel videos started to do worse, and
the morale started to grade a little bit.
Morale kind of died, and that hedonic treadmill, our new normal, was getting all these views per day, and it was normal to get 400,000 views in 2 days, and we're just like, yep, that's normal. And then when you see the stats start to go down, then comes the anxiety, then comes the, oh god, this is the moment, this is we're dying. And you feel, I think we felt worse than we did before the start of Skyblock for a little bit there. And it's
because when you know what it's like, when you get to see the moment where it starts clicking and you know how far this can go, and then you just start falling short, you start to you panic, you're scared, and you're wondering if it's your fault, if it's this, that, or that, and you're wondering a million things. And like, not to mention, sleep is just completely erratic at this point. So like I said before, not even thinking straight. Like me, I've had broken, inconsistent sleep for, honestly, I think the whole time. Like my sleep just has been totally messed up. Sometimes I'll sleep in like a couple hour chunks twice a day, and just to get the hours up, even though that's not how that works, but I do it anyway. Like we've never had a time to sit there and recover from the whiplash. It's just been more pile on top of it, plus this stuff that happened before. We're still dwelling on that, and we haven't had a chance to move on from it, or to experience life, or to kind of reap what we've sown. We've done all of this work, but it feels like the more we do the work, we're being punished. You know what I mean? The channel's dying when we try to make something new, and it's just demotivating. Like you get to see where you might have gone in life, and then it just gets pulled away. And it's not that dramatic necessarily, but it feels that way. The emotion is real.
Yeah,
and
the emotions are definitely real, despite how the situation
process it. We need time to look at this and realize just what's happened over these last 3 years, because quite frankly, I'm still shell shocked from it. Like it's insane. And it, like 30 said, this is one of the best things that's ever, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like it is. It's just that, too much of a good thing can turn bad. We went too hard without breaking, because we were terrified that, I mean, 30 used to be scared that if we skipped one day, the channel would actually die.
Yep.
One day would be the killer.
That's how we lived for about 2 years, was that if we skipped a day, in my mind, that would mark the beginning of the end.
Like if say, for example, like I used to be so like tired and stuff while editing. I'm just like, 30, I can't do it. Like I can't do it today. I need sleep. And then we're panicked for that whole 24 hours, and we're like, oh my God, the channel's going to die. And then the next couple uploads after that, we're like, we need to pick it back up, because we might have lost momentum, and it might have done this to the algorithm. And it's just a battle. It's just constant. And obviously that's not really the case. If it was back then, it's not anymore, because things have changed over the last couple of years, obviously on YouTube. So,
the algorithm basically now, as far as I know, basically the way it works is that it's not so much upload frequency anymore. It's not so much appeasing your subscribers anymore. What YouTube wants is a video that when they present it to what they consider the appropriate viewer, that it has a high click-through rate, which means that when, let's say, it chooses to show it on the sidebar, what percentage chance is there that you're going to click on it? Anything over 10% back in like 2016 was considered viral. Nowadays, it's more like 15%. So if 15% of the time, 20 is viral. If you can get 20% of people that are served that video to click, That
You got
anyways,
some crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, that's
But
the
yeah.
click-through rate. People like Mr. Beast, for example, ridiculous titles and thumbnails. Like, they start their video ideas with the title and thumbnail. That is the barrier to entry. That's the most important part of the video, which kind of sucks if you think about it, because it's almost more important than the contents of the video itself. But anyway, that's number one most important thing, titles and thumbnails. Now, after that, it's how long can you keep them there. So average view duration. That is where we are absolute experts. Right before everything started falling apart, like a few weeks ago, Fezzy was pushing 10 minutes average view duration on a 15-minute video. That is insane. That is ridiculous.
Just, you know, playing with people's attention spans, because you get the consistent, you know, obviously YouTube tells you an average view duration, and you can kind of figure out ways to push that forward. Like, basically, we have a skill set now, and it really honestly started clicking in full force these past couple months only.
When we did the every other day.
Years of this.
When we started the every other day.
Clicking because we had more chance to look at stats, see how things perform after they come out on their own, and look at how we could improve things like SEO, which are vital.
Quality versus quantity sort of thing.
Of progress. Yeah, smarter, not harder as well, because if you can make one successful video, it's better than 2 mediocre videos.
Exactly.
So it's a matter of, we have the skill set. Like, even all of the stress and stuff can be looked at in a really good way, because we are finally at a point where we almost have what it takes to be there. It's just that we're so exhausted after everything, and we haven't had the chance to breathe, that we can't even utilize it. Like, me and 30 have been talking to each other, mentioning things like we're at like 5% efficiency at where we used to be. We used to be weeks ahead in 2019. Granted, standards were different, but we were still ahead. It still took me longer back then to make a video than it does now, but I'm exhausted. He's exhausted. We're tired. Our moods are just thrown off. Like, a stream did bad the other day, the video, which is
we had to unlist 2 videos.
A couple. One of them, the most recent one, which is no longer public, it is unlisted, did atrociously horrible. And
I didn't think we could go that low.
We didn't think, like, it hit a new low that we were terrified of, and we were like, if this keeps going, it's over. And 30 saw that in the morning, and it just killed him. He couldn't stream, which I understand. And we need, and you know, that's because of a million things, like, and we need time to recuperate, because if, you know, we get ourselves back at 100% and we can approach this with a fresh mindset, we can tank some low stats, because we know that it's recoverable. It's just that right now it doesn't feel that way, because we've been seeing that wither. We've been seeing it go away, and it's exhausting, and we need a break. And
So I guess on that note, I mean, we have a ton of ideas for new content on this channel and a new channel, and even my second channel. We have all sorts of content planned, but right now we're so burnt that we really can't execute on it, but we know what we need to do. I have a title in my head. The video that we're gonna upload when we come back has a title that would get 300,000 views. I know it will. And considering the way I'd like to consider myself pretty good at creative writing. I think I'm very good with words. And Fezzy, of course, is great with the graphics and the visuals and what's going to be the thumbnail to match that title I'm making. Like, I am confident it's going to be a video that does really well, but I right now cannot bring myself to do it. It's like that situation back in school where it's really not that difficult a task. It's basically writing an essay, right? But I just sit there, I command myself to do it. I say, okay, get this thing done by 6 p.m. and you can have a pizza. That I have to like do Pavlovian like psychology experiments on myself, and it doesn't work. And then I tried threatening myself. You can't sleep until you get this to-do list done. That didn't work. So like, it's getting to the point where I quite literally cannot execute on the simplest of things. Like I said, it's literally writing an essay, and that's not hard. 5 paragraphs, like maybe 4 pages of a Google Doc, which I could bang out in like 2 hours. Like, and I just can't do it. It's because we're burnt. And at the end of the day, a lot of the problems in our lives have not been solved by YouTube. As great a thing as it was, you know, I'm still, you know, coming off of a breakup, you know, I'm still feeling that lonely feeling. And Fezzy, I'm
just totally socially like at this point.
Like Fezzy needs time to develop socially. You know?
Yeah, like we both started really young, and I didn't think about social anything going through Hell, I was like, what, 10 years old? You're still in grade school. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I skipped out on that. I skipped out on college. I skipped out on all of these social things I was supposed to do, and now I'm just kind of gray. Like there's not much left to me but negativity. And the friends that I do have, like the friends that I do have that I'm so grateful for sticking around past all the crap. I can't even like show my face to them because I'm afraid that I'll be nothing but negative in front of them. Because that's all I have left. It's like, oh, what did you do today? Like I have a terrible time covering conversations, like holding a conversation, because like, oh, what did you do today? Oh, I had a breakdown. The video was a 10 out of 10, and then that just makes everything awkward, and the mood is ruined. And it's like that's all I do. It's like I'm not even the same person I used to be. Whoever the hell that was. Like it's just we need time to breathe.
We need time to process. I think time to breathe is really the statement here, because when we made videos every single day, back when we weren't as good at it, but we had the work ethic, we could do it. But the thing is, right, like we were pushing back a lot of feelings and a lot of things that should have been processed. Like it's been 3 years and I'm still not fully over that breakup, and I'm not obsessive or anything. I know that it's not a good thing for me for reasons I'm not going to get into, but like emotionally speaking, I haven't had the chance to process it, because literally it's day in, day out, 7 days a week. It used to be 12 plus hours when I worked a 9 to 5 for 7 months. And during that time, it was 18-hour days. I literally did not do anything except for work my 8 hours at the website making job and then immediately stream and then record videos. Like,
right.
And now the thing is, we've made it so we upload half as often. We've gotten better. So like it takes less time to make a good video. And now most of the effort, I would say, goes into the idea process than the execution. It's almost like a free ticket to a video when we have the idea and we haven't done it yet. Like things are different now. But the problem is our ability to put up with these things has gone down. So like our skill set, like we have become much better YouTubers through this process. But that's a permanent change, right? Those are skills that we're going to take with us into the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
But the problem is these circumstances where we are still emotionally processing things, or emotionally just having non-existent social interactions, staying in a basement. I stayed in a basement for 2 years, and I'm pretty certain at this point that it represents depression in my brain, is that basement. Like, and I've never processed those feelings. I've just been working. We've had our head on the grindstone this whole time, and now we're able to pick our heads up and look and see if we're going in the right direction. And that's why this break needs to happen. Now, I know this is a long friggin' recording. It's like 24 minutes now, but I think, honestly, to sum it up, we just need 30, I don't know about 30 days, but like the idea is about a month that we just take off. And conveniently, this is also when I'm moving. So actually like 4 days, as of recording this, 4 days from now, I'm not even going to be here. I'm going to be moving to Florida, 1,000 mile car trip to move to my new place. And I'm going to need a few weeks to, get my new license, get my new passport, figure out how the PO box is going to work, the new one, closing costs and loans and property tax and insurance and, all this garbage, getting new plates. Like, it might not seem like a vacation, but it's gonna feel like, it doesn't sound like a vacation, but to me it will be one, because I'm gonna literally delete the YouTube Studio app for this time. So what I request, right, is that, I mean, if you've made it this far in the video, then obviously you're a G.
Obviously,
but
yeah, definitely.
We're gonna need a month, and the channel, like I said, we've unlisted the 2 videos that did really, really bad, so it looks like already we haven't uploaded in a week, and that's not the worst of it. We're probably gonna be gone, I would say at the very least until I get set up in the new house. Closing is on the 12th of November, and it's gonna take me a solid 2-3 days to get all my stuff in there and set up. So at the very soonest, the 15th of November, I can be back to stream. In terms of videos, we might not upload until December,
right?
Which is scary. We've never done that. We've literally never done this.
That's never happened. And, judging by how our work ethic was up until this point, that's just foreign. That's alien to think.
It's ludicrous.
30 days, 15 uploads, even back then, 30 uploads. Like That's insane.
Skipping a day used to be terrifying. Now we're skipping a month.
There comes a point where it's kind of a way of like, are we going to release 15 videos that kill the channel, or none at all and come back? And maybe by then Skyblock's updated, like, you know, maybe by then we can think of a couple ideas, even if it isn't, and we can reapproach things, and we can come back with the efficiency we need to keep up with stats, whether they be good or bad.
Yes. So I think, you know, we have become the most capable we've ever been. I'm confident that if we had the motivation we had back in 2019 and the skills we had now, we could have spearheaded the content that Dream uploads, you know, the Minecraft, but this is different. We could have spearheaded that, but we just didn't have the skills back then. And now you know, there is so much we're capable of doing. That Where is Hytale video, that I think is some of my best work. And from a script writing perspective, from a experience perspective, research perspective, in terms of edits, I don't know what you consider your best work, Fezzy, but it's up there. I'm assuming that one.
It's up there.
It's up there. It's like
one of my tops is definitely that. What was it? The 30-minute 2020 video or whatever. That was a big one.
Yeah. So like stuff the like fact that we're making stuff like that at all, despite the fact that we were literally like choking, like we were suffocating through the stress of it all, we still managed to put that out. The things that we're capable of is insane. I could see a future where we upload videos that get 300,000 plus views each, but we just need time to process everything that's happened, and
we need to reset. You know, like,
we need a reset.
We paint this picture, and we have always painted this picture as this channel being just a workhorse, just a machine of a channel that is able to pump out videos that are of decent enough quality at the pace that they're released. And I'm sure everyone's noticed that passion's tapered off even in the videos. Like, it, you know, 30's not as energetic. I'm not as energetic with the editing, or even when I'm in the videos, I'm not all there, because it's just, you know, the machine keeps working, but there's no light in it. You know, the light that was inside of it, the sparks that were making everything work, they're not really there anymore. It's just the gears turning. So we just need to repair. We need to reset, because, you know, we're like all of you. We have our limits, and
we're human.
Figured out what those are. We figured out what our limits are, and we know what we're capable of. It's just we need to recoup a little bit.
We need a one-time vacation in 3 years. I mean, who watching this video has not had at least the luxury of taking a weekend on a regular basis? Like, everyone watching is, unless they're another YouTuber, and even then, no one uploads this.
Or if you have to like work like several jobs, like, dude, I respect you. I do.
Well, those people would know, and like you said, I think they have it worse. So like, you know, what we're saying right now, at the end of the day, yeah, we're playing Minecraft, and sure, there's a lot more to it than that. The edits,
but that's all you see.
But that's all you see. The script writing, 3 hours of it's basically writing an essay. And then if it's a tutorial, researching the stuff. If it's a commentary, researching the stuff and writing. And, you know, the edits, it's like 3 to 8 hours of stitching it together in a way that will not only get people's attention and keep it, but also looks really good. And titles and thumbnails
that was every single day. We did all of those things.
Every day.
Like every single day. And it gets to you after a while. So we need a break.
Yeah, so we're not quitting. We never intend on quitting. We're not even quitting Skyblock or Hypixel. We love Hypixel. Like, Simon himself literally reached out to me the other night and was like, I don't know how much I'm allowed to say, but he was trying to help with this situation. Like, I was being completely, like, he knows about our situation, and he genuinely wanted to help, and I respect the hell out of him for that.
Yeah, me too.
I can't say what he offered because it might actually happen. We'll see. But anyways, I don't know why I was tempted to make a long story short. It's a 30-minute video, but I think we've said everything we want to say. This is going to be
the main idea across.
Yeah, this is going to be the only video you see on the channel for a while. And if you have that itch to see 30virus content, I'm going to leave a link in the pinned comment to the best of 30virus playlist. I would suggest you binge the whole thing.
It's all so good. Genuinely.
Yeah, if you want something to watch while we're gone, either that or Hypixel Skyblock solo all the way from the start.
Yeah, we've got hundreds of videos in one series alone in the catalog.
Yeah,
like, well, you know, and we'll be back. We'll be back. For those of you that are there waiting for us, we cannot explain with words how grateful we are for that, because this is going to be a test. This is going to be a test about how much we can sustain even after this. If people are still here waiting, that's
I might cry if we upload a video and it gets normal views after a month absence. I'm gonna be honest, because there's a part of me that thinks this is the end, that it could be. We don't know, but there's a part of me that thinks this could be the end, because I've seen too many channels teeter out and then disappear, and then they finally come back. They have motivation and they upload, and then everyone's gone. So that, I'm very scared, but I don't think we have a choice at this point. It's either we do this or we push out whatever, we force out whatever we can, and it's likely garbage. And then the channel slowly dies because we're not making good content. So I think it's way better right now to just see the situation the way it is, to call it out, and then just to step back. I think the modern YouTube algorithm is less dependent on how frequently you upload, and it's more dependent on just how good is the video you made. So I think this is the right choice. And for those of you that are disappointed, I'm sorry, but this is something we got to do. Anyways,
like I said,
I guess to reiterate, I am going to come back and stream every now and again. Maybe not like on a regular basis, but I'll do a couple streams once I get settled in the Florida house around the 15th of November. But don't expect a video from us until probably December, unless for some reason we reach some epiphany and we're just like, we're ready. But I don't know. We've never had a break this long. This is uncharted territory. It might take 2 weeks and we'll feel fine. I have no idea, but I wouldn't count on it. I would just say, be ready for 30 days. Anyways, thank you all for listening. I hope this wasn't too boring of a video. I mean, it's a rare time to be able to have a positive spin on our experience. It's not complaining, it's being dead serious and honest with you guys. We have a plan. We know the way out. We just need some time to just breathe. Right. Well, anyways, I guess that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.